What's up, world, and welcome back to the Global Frequency. I am your host, Nefarious.
And I'm...
Hey, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
How did the microphone get turned off? I did
There we
this
go.
whole long intro, and the microphone wasn't on.
I don't know, but I didn't touch it, and it was working right before we went live.
When you waved in front of the camera, did you turn off the microphone? Did you bump the microphone when you waved in front of the camera?
Oh man.
We are terrible.
I'm sorry.
This whole time I'm like, oh crap, did my microphone go off? Oh, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
100% my fault. I didn't realize that I hit it because the light was still on. Usually when you...
There was no light. You just were, but that's why I turned it back on.
I'm sorry. I failed today. I should have just not been part of the show.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't blame you. Ollie doesn't blame you. Julius doesn't.
No, everyone blames me.
I blame you.
No.
So what you missed was that we're up here in the office because we have crappy internet on a good day, and it has been pouring. So our internet has been wonky, even in good spots.
Yeah.
So.
And I got kicked off the internet a couple times today, so I didn't want to take the risk. But that said, we're not going to talk anymore about our trials and tribulations. We're going to talk about yours. So welcome to the show, Julius. Glad to have you with us.
I started to wave, and then I realized no one can see me. Never mind. I'm a little dumb. Yeah. Usually I put the names up, and I covertly wave to everyone while you're talking, and I started waving and realized no one can see me.
She's a ghost. The ghost of live streams past. Live streams that we were good at this once upon a time.
We were. I don't know what happened.
So let me say hi to everyone in the chat. Don't touch anything. Just don't touch anything, right? We got Will. What is up, Will? Creators Outlet. First to the party. Thank you so much for being here. We also got Mo Biggs. And we have got Aldous. He says, it isn't a party until Mo Biggs is here, so I'm just rolling in fashionably late. Fashionable as always, though. Ollie is here saying, yo, and then also, you have no audio. We've got Brian but Vetus with us. He says, nice hoodie. I know Brian made this hoodie. It's a really dope hoodie.
He also let us know that no one could hear us, and no one can hear you.
It has my dwarf on the pocket. Everyone always like, what is that? That's so cool. And I tell them it's dwarves versus lion.
We also have Ape.
Yes, we've got the one and only arrogant Ape.
Also has such a hoodie.
He does. I thought I told you not to touch anything.
I don't listen either.
I'm just gonna take over the show and run it from off camera.
That's how I made my premiere. It's where I belong.
Yeah, right. That's true. You were a frequency girl.
That's how I got my name, because I was just this disembodied voice that would chime in and interrupt everything.
She's actually my AI, and she's horribly programmed.
Yes, I am.
Terrible AI.
True. I'm a bad AI.
Yeah.
You got your hoodie from the NFT.
Yes,
right?
I got my NFT hoodie.
That's how you get a hoodie, Aldous. Go buy an NFT from Brian.
Julius equals functional audio. Neff equals terrible host. The formula for the show. All this boiled it down to a science. We've got Krager with us. Yo, hail Neff, Freak Girl, Julius in chat, bow, Excelsior, and follow the way. Glad to have you with us, Krager. Always happy to have you in the audience,
Always.
along with Chris.
Sorry, it's my job to put them up, and I will stop now.
Along with Chris Fisk. What is up, Chris Fisk? If you haven't checked out Infinitail, definitely be sure to do that. It's a great comic. Lots of fun stuff coming from him. New card game. He's finally finished packaging all of that. I think I noticed that on Twitter the other day. We got Corey Barton in the house as well. What's up, Corey? Thank you so much for dropping by. Great artist. Great to have you here. Mobig says, me too. The one upside to us getting moments of winter this year is an excuse to wear my badass Modorf hoodie. I would like to see the Modorf hoodie on Mo, but I don't think we're ever going to see that. No. If we do, it'll be Mo standing there in his hoodie, just be a big black circle where his face is supposed to be.
Just like his avatar.
And we got Shadowpunk. That's not Neff. It's a doppelganger in a different location. It is. You missed the intro. We're in the office. The internet sucks, and I can't even turn my microphone on. Frequency Girl's not real. She's a ghost. I think everyone's caught up now. We got Rich with us. Rich? He says, yo, with more O's than Ollie. Ollie, you got to step up your O game. Rich is putting you to shame here. Yeah, what up, Mo? And Shadowpunk saying hi. Chris Fisk giving devil horns. I think that's pretty much everyone that we're caught up on. Same to my favorite Simeon. Okay, yes. Me in my Modorf hoodie will be the last sight Danny ever sees. One can only hope. All right, so let's get on with the interview. Last time you were here, and my interview is here, not here. Here is the camera. Here is the computer. Last time you were here talking about Vigilant Fury, the book that you were doing with Anthony Gambino, right? Yeah. How did that turn out?
Good, man. He finished the book, so right now he's redrawing the first 20 pages. So he's, I think, page 15. So we have 5 pages left for him to redraw to the ink wash style that he finally was comfortable doing. And then after that, we're gonna do one more edit sweep through. Make sure we have everything nice and smooth and all the grammar, punctuation, some certain panels that may not be working after looking at it a few more times. And then once we go through that, off the printers we go. And then fulfillment.
And you did the first campaign in March of 20, or you did the first campaign and then fulfillment was slated for March of 2023.
Yeah.
Then that got sidetracked, whatever,
big time.
With like the redraw. And you decided to do the second chance campaign, right? And you did that under Anthony's crowdfunding profile, not under yours.
Right.
And you crushed his total, man. Like $3,500 under yours. Yeah. We're not only under 500 under Anthony. He can't hold a candle to you, man. He's just not famous enough. He's not talented enough. He doesn't have the name, not the draw. Like you really put him to shame. But that said, how are we on schedule for fulfillment of Vigilant Fury 2? I know you experienced delays that threw this, into at least a year-long.
Yeah.
Like,
unfortunately,
a year. I can't think of another word for delay. I'm just stupid today.
No, call it for what it is, man.
Right?
A delay.
Right?
It was a delay for sure.
Right. So what happened there?
So Anthony this is his first combo project. He's only worked on a few shorts here and there, that kind of deal. Sorry, let me move my phone out of the way. And so this was his first real project, and the project ballooned to 80 pages. It was supposed to be originally a 50-page one shot, but it ballooned to 80 pages, and he agreed to it, and he started drawing it, and he was just going and going, but then he hit a snag because he wasn't really satisfied with what he was drawing. He was we're in communication. He was letting me know, I'm not really feeling what I'm drawing out here. So one day during the stream, I think it was Benjamin Soto's stream, he was messing around with ink wash. You know what, Brian? I was wearing red that day, and I walked down the wrong neighborhood.
This is why you need a skull hoodie.
I know. That's why we're
You
green
won't have
now.
to
It's
worry
a neutral
about-
color.
yeah. Oh, I mean, if it's green and gold, no, it's not.
Yeah, right.
It's not. It's not at all. It's green, gold, and black. Yeah, you're in trouble still.
So about 20 pages in, that's when he drew the ink wash piece for Spencer from Void Walker. Yeah, Spencer Desmond, and he did a piece from ink wash, and I hit up Anthony. I was like, dude, I had no idea you could do an ink wash, and he was like, yeah, I didn't know either. I had no idea I could do it either. Are you bagging? You know what, Ollie? I'm not gonna do yours just because you did that. Just because you asked me that question. Yours is gonna come without a bagging board, just to spite you.
It happens, man. I sent Brian a whole bag full of pink peanuts when I did his.
You were really just returning them.
Yeah, because he sent me a whole box full of pink peanuts because we had a little joke, an inside joke going. So it's funny because your backers when you crowdfund, right? Like
right.
Personalize things. So yeah, you should send Ollie's in a Ziploc. You should send I think I will. A Ziploc bag inside of a cardboard. Yeah. Make it a used Ziploc and have had like leftover something so that like the smell clings to the book and everything.
That's a good idea. I like that. I like that.
Packing peanuts. Yeah, come on. Yeah, they were pink packing peanuts. They were the Cyber Frog packing peanuts. Packing penis and not penis. I mean, if they were big pink penises, we'd have. Okay, this show is going way downhill, man. Let's get back to the comic books.
That's right, Oli. Leftover tamales. That's what I'm gonna send you with Vigilant Fury.
There it is. Yeah.
Yours was complaining the peanuts had no flavor.
Fried chicken peanuts, right?
I used tamale bag.
I lost my train of thought. Where was I?
We were talking about the delays.
Oh yes.
The Vigilant
and
Fury
so that's
campaign.
when he decided I'm gonna go with the ink wash. That's what I'm gonna go for. I feel more comfortable doing it. I feel a lot better, and I'm more confident doing it this way. And so that's what we decided to do. And he did it since then. And now once he finished, then he went back and redid the 20 pages.
And you redid those. And what's the new fulfillment timetable look like?
Oh, we're hoping for late March or early April.
Okay, so it's just a year. It's just a year delay then.
Yeah,
and not much. Even because you did the Second Chance campaign, right?
Second Chance for his artwork at the low price that he has, and the
that
price
was supposed
point
to be fulfilled in January, so you're not even really that far off the fulfillment goal. Yeah, so good. We had
a nice little powwow, one-on-one talk, and I told him, look, man, like we got to like really, turn on that fire under our feet and really get that deadline. We got to hit a deadline, or else we're going to lose more and more, backers who are going to start losing faith in our fulfillment promises, and we don't want that.
Only some people, like everyone's apparently very generous in giving. Like Trigger said, 3 years, but if you go 3 years without fulfillment, that's when you have to start sending people the pink packing peanuts in their boxes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Only half filled though. When you send out your big, Vigilant Fury collectors boxes, the big briefcases, the big honeycomb, I think the honeycomb Fury boxes that you get, only fill them halfway with peanuts though. So
there you go.
Still get crushed. Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
3 years in the making though. Ape says, damn, that's probably why I get hungry afterwards. It's psychological. Is that the weed bags?
Truly.
5 more last chance campaigns first, though.
Yeah, you do have to. You have to run the variant cover campaign.
Right.
The special cover campaign. The second chance for the variant cover campaign. Right. You do have to like really try.
And 3 years is a sweet spot too. 3 years is a good sweet spot, I think.
Yeah. It's from the time that you said you were going to fulfill, not from the time the campaign ends. No, you give yourself a year to fulfill the campaign, and then it's 3 years late, right? He goes, launching my honeycomb box. Yeah,
I don't think I want that one.
Chris says, wait, if you're late on fulfillment, you have to send your back for packing penises. That's a steep penalty for being late. We got Chauncey Blakey in the house.
God,
Otis
dude.
Ayo. See, he had it an
Man.
A to his O's. And he even capitalized one.
Yeah, I think
Guys,
that's the fanciest.
That's the fancy. That's the fancy. The fancy.
Chauncey's winning.
Yeah, Chauncey is winning. All right, let's get back on it. Right, so last time we had you here, we talked about comics in general, kind of what comic books you read when you were a kid, which ones shaped your appreciation for the medium. Is there anything you're reading right now that you feel contributes to your passion as a writer? Any stories, comic book stories in particular, that you're reading where you're like, damn, this makes me want to be a comic book creator, a better writer, you know, that you get really excited for?
Yeah, not really much, just a few. The Big Game was definitely one where it really reinvigorated like me wanting to go to the shops every month. Like I have to get this book when it comes out. And The Big Game was definitely one of those books where I was like, man, I really got to up my game. I really got to, you know, I guess I don't want to say I'm complacent, but it definitely was inspirational in terms of like, yeah, you know what? If I want to be on par with someone like Mark Millar, I really have to like really give it my 110% going forward in any new project that I'm gonna tackle on. So Ghetto Dragon Book 2 is in the works, and we worked some of the scripts before I send it to the artist, and it's come out better. It's come out way better than what I originally wrote about 2 years ago. So now it's gotten to the point where like I really am satisfied and happy with it. I changed I tweaked a few things here and there that really made the story a lot more compelling and enthralling. So I'm excited about that.
Well, good. Chauncey says, I heard this is the real Trash Cast. It's true, Chauncey. Trash. We are trash. we're trash. So this is the Trash Cast. Gregor says, 4th extra special campaign redux. Yeah, definitely.
Oh man,
the C2E2 campaign was what you got to do. We got to do the book fair down in Mexico. You got to do.
There you go. There you go.
Special campaign to fund your book fair. Penis Cast.
I have to book our.
You do have to book our thing, and then you
have to find your passport so I can send it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea where it is. Last time we went to Japan,
and I didn't take it back from you, and that was my fault.
Hopefully you didn't leave it.
Yeah, we didn't leave it.
No, it's here. I just.
Oh, obviously you wouldn't have left it.
He's like a child. I have to collect it from him and put it in a safe space or safe place, and then I didn't do that, so now I'm not sure where it is.
I hate when that happens.
Zero help. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, where was it?
I don't know. Did you check my backpack that I used it? No, in the sock drawer, maybe. Gun safe. I don't know. Okay, so nothing really being read on the stands other than Mark Millar's, incredibly interconnected world. I don't know. Did you read Nemesis? Because that's what led into Big Game.
No, I missed that one. That's the one I meant. Good one, Mo.
Yeah, Nemesis actually is what I started reading again because I didn't really like Kick-Ass that much. Like I like Millar, right? But that other stuff like Hit Girl wasn't really appealing to me. And then I saw Nemesis 2 hit the stands, and that blew me away, especially with the art. Huge, big 2-page spreads, splash pages everywhere, just really graphic. Millar didn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna make this book. Came out right around the same time as Ronin 2. So it was these two books where I was reading them side by side, and they were just going ham on the visual spectacle of it. And I was just like, I was really high off of that.
Nice.
And that led into his announcement, Millar World's announcement of moving over to Dark Horse, doing Big Game, interconnecting everything, bringing all of the IPs into one universe. That's actually interesting for you because Vigilant Fury and Ghetto Dragon, do they take place in the same universe? And they have a lot of the same themes in them, right?
Yeah. It's funny you say that because at first no, but then more and more people started to mention that, and it kind of I guess in some kind of weird Inception kind of like way, I was like, yeah, you know what, yeah, they do exist in the same universe. So yeah, I plan on merging those two down the line. So I have some ideas how to do that. Too many pies. I had Death of Evius in my 20. Oh man.
He's not gonna die. Maybe.
Did you see Ape's comment?
What was it?
I just know the Mavericks 656 Tex Max Con is around the corner.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Oh yeah, we are.
Rich and Ollie know. I still have to get something to them so that we can make that happen. I've just been way too busy with 4 other fucking stories.
Isn't that the curse, man? Isn't that the writer's curse? We have all these stories we want to tell and get it done and get it out there. We just don't have the time.
It's not that. Not that. I have 4 stories that are currently in production that I'm working on. So I have 4 stories that are with artists where I'm working with them to bring them to the page, and I'm also writing out more of them. So like with Vesuvius, right, for Mavericks, I've got issue 2 done. I don't have issues 3 through 6 done. So I'm still working with Hector on the art for 2, making sure, it moves forward. So if I need to change anything, if it's not working, I can make a tweak to the story, the main story, and rebuild something. But I still have to write 3 issues while we're going, because I don't write a 180-page script and hand it to them. Very few artists that I know actually appreciate that. Like they get a 180-page script and it's just like, holy crap, dude. Like we're doing issue by issue, right? So just give me 1 issue at a time.
It's true, Krieger. We're waiting on you.
Yeah, it would be 5 stories. The space book isn't done. Although, hey, with Reset Protocol, maybe Julius could hook us up with an artist, and we could get that space book done. My brother in space.
I don't think he's gonna want to do that space book. But Vita says 4 stories. You could always move and downsize to a smaller house.
No, that's not in my nature, Brian. I don't downsize. You know.
Chris Fisk says, never enough.
It's never. Yeah, Chris knows it's never enough time.
Never enough time. Yep.
Says, 4 artists. Not even Bancroft can handle that many dudes.
Well, one of the dudes is Rod.
And one of the dudes is a girl, actually. Jade.
Oh yeah, Jade's a girl. That makes it really interesting. But one of the dudes that I'm working with is Rod Looper. He is doing a one-off solo story in the Mavericks universe.
Nice.
That he and I are working on. I just got some of the action pages, the first of the action pages back from him, and man, they look sick. It's this big
I don't
shot
doubt
of a
it.
helicopter. I could show it to you actually. I'll show it to you later. But yeah, so I know what it's like. Bancroft's working with Rod. I work with the same guy, but I also work with 3 other guys and 1 girl. So like, more people are in my playground, in my sandbox, than in his sandbox, right? I'm a revolving door for artists. All right. All right. So you said nothing really on the stands doing it for you. What about Righteous Thirst for Vengeance? Did you read it?
No, I didn't read it. I didn't even know. I've been so out of the loop from the comic book, the mainstream, that I really have not been paying attention to any new releases that are outside of say Marvel or DC. But when I heard about that, I was like, oh, dude, Rick Remender working with Andre, that's gonna be fucking amazing.
What's wrong?
You left your PlayStation on.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
The
did.
TV is on.
Oh, okay. Well,
I turned the PlayStation off. I guess the
all of a
TV
sudden I
decides
heard
to.
voices coming from the...
You're hearing voices? I am funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
You hear voices in your head. They talk to you. They understand.
Right.
Alright, I'm gonna take my toys and go home.
You don't have any toys, and this is
Wait,
my house. This is my house. Poor freak girl. Can't. So I read A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, and man, it's funny. It has a lot of the same feel as the stories that you really like. So it's about a dude who rescues a kid from child trafficking. There's a murderer who's coming after the kid because he killed the kid's parents, and this dude is not prepared to be like a ward to the kid, but he actually is a retired old school. He was involved in some stuff, let's say, right?
Yeah.
He's only hanging around to take care of his mother, who's in an old folks home. It's just very well put together and interesting. Adam Lawson and I actually did a review of A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance book 1 before book 2 came out. And I read that, and it could put a completion to the whole story. But it was like, I was like, holy shit, this book. I mean, it's so well written and well drawn. But I would think that, you know, being drawn by the same artist who drew Reset Protocol, that you might be drawn to that. And I
yeah, no, absolutely.
You have this certain type of subject matter that you like to talk about, and you know, like talking about no good deed goes unpunished, which is a big thing about Ghetto Dragon, right? And talking about like I guess standing up for justice, or standing up for, you know, being vigilant when no one else is, right? And taking onto yourself the responsibility for righting wrongs when it doesn't seem like there's anyone else to do that. That is exactly what happens in A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. So I'm wondering to myself, does any of that bleed over to like into Reset Protocol? I mean, we're going to segue into talking about the book, and I kind of just want to see if there's if this is an entirely new, uncharted Julius Freeman subject, or is there some of this still in there that we've come to expect from you as a characteristic of your writing?
Yeah, a little bit, but not in the sense of like the way I approach Ghetto Dragon or Vigilant Fury. It's a bit more I guess sci-fi, I guess, you know, the lack of a better term. But yeah, the themes are still the same. The themes of injustice and the themes of lies and truth are still very much intact in this story. This is the first actual like time that I wrote something with those themes intact of the story, and I just wanted to just kind of do something out there.
You said time is a theme?
No, not time. Truth and justice and all that stuff.
It's gonna say truth and justice. That's Ghetto Dragon and Vigilant Fury.
Yeah.
Time. You wrote about time for a different publisher. I know you. I know what you've been.
I know you do. I know you do, Neff.
Time samplers. Yeah. So it's
time
like,
samplers.
You know, this new sci-fi thing he's doing. I'm like, it's not new. He's done plenty of sci-fi. He knows what he's doing when it comes to sci-fi, and the art is spectacular. Yeah, he you know, working with Paranoid American, that was some good stuff, man.
Yeah, that was fun. Right. That was a lot of fun working with Thomas Gorentz from Paranoid American. But that was his story. He just hired me to write, you know, help him develop the characters and write the dialogue. But he brought all that time travel stuff and handed it to me and said, okay, here's what it is. Here's what you have to work with. Now I just need you to help me, you know, bring these characters to life. So that's essentially what I did with that. But it was definitely a great time to work on that book. I really had a lot of fun. But yeah, I would like to explore that sometime again. Time.
We got D-Wag with us. We also had Nondor creep in when no one was paying attention, as he does. Nondor likes to come in the back door.
I was gonna read his comment out loud.
Yo, friends, I just picked up Righteous Thirst. Can't wait.
Oh, nice.
It's good. It's a solid book. I recommend
even harder
it.
For me to
I recommend this book. Also, let's talk about Reset Protocol before we like run out of time here. We're halfway through the show. I haven't even brought up the do your one job.
I have one job. Thank you very much.
Do the one job I actually want you to do.
I'm gonna punch you.
Not from there, you're not.
You wanted to do it in the office, so I couldn't punch you.
She was molesting me on the show Monday. She was punching me in the eye.
It
was violence.
You. That's different.
It's fine. It's molestation. No,
it's just violence.
All right. So, yeah, let's talk about this. So, you've been pretty cryptic about Reset Protocol on the campaign page, right?
Yes.
You kind of give us the setup about the main character going to this planet to observe them as part of this this organization, this intergalactic organization, and all he wants is like a full day of transparency, right, for them to show what their planet's really about. But I guess maybe he's psychic or something, because he has these visions of bloodshed and death and violence, and you know, means that these guys are lying, right? Like there's actually a lot of bad stuff. I do want to ask you about that when it says he has visions of those things. What does it mean? And honestly, like, the pitch is a little cryptic, so I would like to dig a little bit deeper in there, and then I want to talk about the art.
It'd be like giving it away in a sense if I let you know.
No one hears. I don't believe in spoilers. Hey, anybody in the chat, do you mind if Julius spoils his own book? What do you think? do you think?
I don't want to spoil my own book though.
Oh, he doesn't want to spoil it. All right. Well, I can't make.
But I will say this though. I will say this. Yes. That's all I'll say.
Yes. Okay. So yes. I am right.
Yeah.
That's not a surprise. Then let's talk about the art. Right. How'd you start working?
And Oli is right. I can't pitch. I'm terrible at pitching.
Yeah. Right. That's.
So he's right on that one, Oli.
Pinche Neff.
Design.com says, I already bought it, so go ahead.
Yeah, right?
Well, because we're not listening anyhow.
Trash gas, baby. So, all right. How did you start working with Andre Lima Araujo? How did that happen? I gotta ask, because that's a get. You know what I mean?
Huge.
And that's a get before he got big.
Yes.
So explain to me. Explain to me how this happened.
So when I had this idea of the story in my head, I had Mobius in mind, right? I was like, I just wish I could find an artist like Mobius or like Frank Quietly or Nick Pitara. I was kind of looking for those kind of similar styles, very European-esque, heavily detailed lines, that kind of deal. And I went on a digital forum. It was I think it was either, I can't remember if it was Zowl or Digital Webbing, where I went. I don't know if you ever come across those websites or not, but his ad was there. I saw his samples, and I was like, holy crap, I need to contact this guy like right away, or else he's gonna get snatched up. So I emailed him. We went back and forth, and we cut a deal, and that was it. That's pretty much all it took.
And now, why didn't it get published? Because looking at this book, it's like, okay, this is comic worthy. This is this is serious.
I'll tell you why. I have no problem admitting to this.
You never do when you come on my show. You're very transparent. Last time you were here talking about Vigilant Fury, you were talking about mistakes that you made in the past. It was really refreshing to talk to a creator who's like, yeah, I'm not afraid to say I fucked up.
Yeah, and this is the issue here. I fucked up here because there was a big plot hole that I missed upon producing this book, and then it was already too late. He had already moved on. He already got the gig from I think it was Avengers AI that he did with Sam Humphries. So at that point he was already there. So I was like, okay, well, I can't. I tried to convince him to come back and draw like 5 to 6 pages that would fill up that plot hole that I forgot to write out and lay out. And so he's like, I'm sorry, man, I'm way too busy. And plus my style has changed. I don't want to revert back to that style. I moved on. So I was like, okay, well, I sat on this for years because I was like, well, how am I going to figure this out? How am I going to fill up this, this massive plot hole that I don't want to release? Because obviously I don't want to ruin like you said, a get, right? A mass opportunity to get out there and let people, and get this product out to people and
look at that.
Disappoint
Stop right there. Zoom in. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's some Mobius shit right there. Like that is
absolutely
smoking Jean Girard weed for weeks. Like that is look at this.
Like an Inception moment because that is also the background.
Oh, dude, yeah, it is. Yeah, look at that. Like, make it bigger. Bigger. And like slide it sideways a little bit. Yeah, there you go. You can. Yeah, almost. But really,
you're almost there.
That level of detail, really more than anything, it's the perspective, and that was the great thing about Mobius. Yes. Mobius doesn't actually draw stuff. Mobius draws space. That's the secret. He draws the empty space.
Yes.
So the things take shape around that space, which is why his perspective lines feel so incredible. It's like he's, here you've drawn the space inside the hall that's empty, and then you drew the hall enclosing that space. That's why Jean Girard does these great canyons and skies, and the way that he's able to capture that. It's because he's drawing the emptiness. And then he's building everything that's so detailed and precise and cluttered around the emptiness. That's why it can be so detailed, but it doesn't feel like you're surrounded or compressed by that detail. And it's incredible. Right. That's a very unique way of drawing. It's not just drawing detailed work. Mobius thinks if people don't look too closely, they'll think it says Mobix. Hey. So you once upon a time, before you came here for Vigilant Fury, because we didn't have you on for Ghetto Dragon. It was already closed, I think, by the time that we started streaming. But you did a blog. And last time you were on, I brought this up back in 2012. Which I was impressed
that you knew that.
Right. Where you talked about James Stokoe. Apparently that's how you say his name. I've been saying it wrong forever. I say everyone's name wrong. And Orkstain.
Yes.
And that's another one of those artists who's incredibly detailed, kind of takes a little bit from the Mobius book, but adds in this like grungy, grimy, like kit bashed, orky style of art, right? And I gotta thank Garrett for introducing me to all of this stuff, because I wouldn't have found any of it without my artist on the first Mavericks book. He's not here for me to grab his thigh, but he's here in spirit, right?
The spirit guy.
The spirit guy. He's my spirit guide. His spirit guy. But it's remarkable how you can have someone like the artist. There were multiple artists on the first Ghetto Dragon, then Anthony Gambino, but on Vigilant Fury. But you also have this eye. It's a very eclectic sense of style when it comes to artists. I was just looking at the stuff you've put out, and I'm like, he goes through these different permutations. Like, look, this is Mobius, right? And then Gambino's a lot scratchier, a little bit more especially with the ink wash. And then looking at the Vigilant Fury stuff, it's a very broad spectrum and dichotomous styles, right? So it's very eclectic. What drew you to Mobius back then? Because now, like, 2020 is 8 years later, right?
Yeah.
2016, I think, is when you were. Wait, what was 2019? Was when you did Ghetto Dragon? 2020?
Yeah, 2019, around there. Yeah, around there.
And now you're doing this, which is really 10 years ago. But back in 2012, you were talking about Orkstain. So it was around that time, I guess, when you were really feeling this Mobius juice, right? Tell me about that, and how. Why are you giggling?
Yeah, it was. It
was a lot of interesting phrasing in this show.
Honestly, it was a multiple thing. So it wasn't so much that I was tired of the American comic book scene. It was more like I want to try something different. I want to expand my horizons a bit. And I think I read I forgot where it was. I think I had a book years ago about like it was like a thick book about the most influential comic books, and Airtight Garage was listed there. And I was like, and I saw they show a few pages from the book, and I was like, what is this?
Nobody does Airtight Garage. How do you're like the only person that. All right, go on. Just go on.
Okay. So I'm looking at this book, right? Because it has all these great pieces of work that they're commenting on, and one of them was Airtight Garage. And I remember I was just blown away by it. I was like, what is this? I want to know more about this. And of course, that's when I discovered the name of the artist. And then at the time, I had an eBay account, and I was just buying up comic book collections, just finding like anything that was collected, I was buying it. And so now I started looking for Mobius, and somebody had not the entire, I think like maybe about most of the Epic Comics run of Mobius, the reprints in the late 80s. It was like, I think 6 books, and I bid and I won, and I was like, great, I have it. I have these books, and I studied the crap out of them, and I just consumed them like a sponge. And the reason why I was so drawn to Mobius was because I like the sense of mystery behind his works. Like, nothing was ever explained to you. Everything was left open and up for interpretation for the reader, and I love that. I like when creators do that kind of thing. And I took so much from that. And like you say, you mentioned space, right? He draws space, and that's what really drew me to Mobius, and the appreciation of perspective, the appreciation of the work that goes into drawing something like that, like the way Mobius drew, or in this instance, Andre. So yeah, that's honestly what drew me to Mobius was the Airtight Garage, seeing those pages for the first time and wanting to know what exactly I was looking at and wanting to know more of it.
1 second, real quick. Let me add this. This is Airtight Garage, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about the Incal when they talk about Mobius, right? A lot of people talk about that other book. I can't remember the name of it that takes place on the well, it takes place in space, right? But I mean, so does Airtight Garage. If you look at this, the way that he's it's just
amazing,
astonishing, right?
Absolutely amazing.
And nobody talks about this when they talk about Jean Girard. It's funny that like this is the one, because this is the seminal Mobius piece that when you encounter it, you're like, holy crap. But then you go on to look at his other stuff, and that's the shit everyone always talks about. But this is where, if you're gonna get an education in Mobius, this is where you really should start.
Absolutely.
All the people that I've talked to about Mobius in the past must start.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Who I've had on the show, they always mention his later work, but it's his earlier work that really establishes that style.
Absolutely.
Airtight Garage is also the name of Neff's bullpen, where he meets up with his 4 artists. It's actually 5 artists. 5 artists. We're including Jade. Poor Jade.
But you're right though. To add to what you're saying, that Airtight Garage was definitely the first work that I actually read before I started looking at the other stuff, like Gardens of Edina. What was the other one?
Was that it? No.
And The Goddess. That was the other one that I really liked. And then there's the one more I can't remember. They were so uniquely named. I can't remember all the names of the books of the epic line. I don't know about the other stuff. I cannot for the life of me find what's the name of the that writer, that dragon writer, or that pterodactyl writer, Azrael.
The pterodactyl writer? Oh, the writer of the pterodactyl.
Yeah, is that Azrael
or pterodactyl?
Yeah,
I don't remember, dude.
Okay.
You're asking me. I can't find my passport. Okay.
Good point.
And he only used that like a couple of minutes of notes.
Yeah. What is up, Immortal Rising? Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Foxhole says Silver Surfer Parable was my introduction. That's an incredible piece.
That's the one I have not read yet.
Is incredible. Yeah,
I have not read that one yet.
Gorgeous. I'm not sure if you've seen that one page. That one Galactus page is just it's chef's kiss. Azrael from the Smurfs? No, that's Harry the Pterodactyl writer. No, it's not that. Good guesses, though. Good guesses. I thought that was Jumanji. See, I mean, D-Wag's not that far off. The guy did have a funny hat. All right, so you were into the Mobius. You were on that Mobius juice, right?
Yes.
Mo said you injected it in the plot hole.
Yeah.
I do want to ask, how did you fix the plot hole if Andre didn't do any new pages for you? You just do what I do. We'll fix it in dialogue. We'll fix it in dialogue.
No, see, that's the thing. I tried to do that, Neff. I tried and nothing was working. Something. Whenever I thought I figured out, it contradicted something that I established in the beginning of the story. So I tried. It was like 6 drafts before I realized, you know what? I need pages. I can't do this with dialogue. I can't fix this with dialogue. It's not gonna work. And so I had to come up with something that would at least. Space racist trains will be even more penisy.
It's the tunnels. If you're going to make them looking more penisy, like the openings for the tunnels have to be much more stylized and like ornate.
Right.
Folds,
exactly.
And like a peak and a little dot. Yeah. You're gonna have to do some work, Brian, and really commit to the descriptions of those panels.
Oh my god, dude! I love your chat, dude. Your chat's just bringing me nothing but joy right now.
It's a good thing to laugh on a Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it is on the hump day for sure.
Aldous says need to take off. We'll catch the rest of the replay. Looking forward to your appearance on The Gutter this Friday.
Yeah, I can't wait for that either.
Aldous, I'm going to grill him in like 5 minutes about why he didn't promote this book and why he's been slacking and about why is his goal so high and his cover price so low. I've been buttering him up and having a good time with him and like laughing and joking because I'm about to drop the hammer on him. So are you sure you don't want to wait? 5 minutes?
Oh my god!
All right, let's transition into that. You real quick. Tell me the antagonists in this story. Is it everyone in the setting? Or really, you can't tell me anything. You can't tell me who the antagonists are.
I'll say
you
this.
can't tell me the
not,
stakes. You can't tell me the central conflict. You can't tell me the actual pitch for the story because it'll spoil everything.
It might spoil everything, but not entirely everything. But no,
Okay.
it's not everyone. It's not everyone. It's a certain target of a antagonists that he's up against, and it's not really entirely their fault, I guess, for lack of a better term. You have to read it to find out. I'm ready for the pep talk, Oli. I'm ready for the pep talk, man. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the medicine. I have to. I have to take the medicine.
I've decided to call it, guys. I've decided to call it taking him into the dojo.
There you go.
Oh
yeah. Someone clip that. You know that's gonna get clipped.
Oh,
we're gonna enter the dojo, and I'm
ready, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for the spar. I'm ready. I'm just ready. Ready.
Yeah. Everyone's dying from that one too soon. No, so tell me what you can about this plot before we move on. Take a quick look.
Yeah,
at the campaign.
The plot's like you said in the beginning. He arrives to the planet. He's there to just observe, the eligibility of this technologically advanced nation that sent the signal to space that they're ready to join this galactic federation, to showcase that they've evolved to a higher, I guess, state of consciousness. And so he's arriving there to just see for himself and determine whether or not it's they are eligible. But then, of course, as they're parading him around and he's witnessing all this stuff, he's starting to see these images of oppression and injustice and death and whatever you
seeing
think
those things. Really, is he seeing scenes of that, or is he having visions?
It's vision.
Not clear on the campaign page. Okay,
vision.
So he's walking around, he's having some sort of like empathic reaction to these people,
and
having these spontaneous psychic memories or like
psychic
like
memories,
them happen
while simultaneously seeing the beautiful, serene landscape that he's observing.
So it could all be an illusion projected by.
It could be, yes. And as he gets deeper and deeper,
waterboarding folks, there's like
totally
and as
he gets
Guantanamo,
deeper,
six stories down,
And as he gets closer and closer, that's when he does eventually get to that fork in the road where he has to confront the situation, and that's when they decide, okay, you know what, you've seen too much. It's no longer worth it, and they imprison him, torment him, and he discovers the truth of it. And then he decides to activate the reset protocol.
What's the reset protocol? I mean, it sounds ominous.
We probably can't tell you.
I'd rather not say. You have to read it and find out.
You don't have to. But it does sound like the type of thing where it's like the big red button. You know what I mean? Like, this is the stratagem used to reset the clock, so to speak, and bring us back to square one. Start over.
I like Square One TV.
Thank you for that contribution.
You're welcome.
I don't remember Square One TV. What were the shows on that channel?
Mathnet is the one.
Oh my God, you're such a nerd.
It was a kid show. It just, never mind. I'm all over the place today. What do you want from me?
Very, very cute.
Butterfly.
All right, so bring up the campaign page again, right? All right, now we're gonna get down to the brass tacks. I'm gonna take you into the dojo and flip you for real. All right.
I'm ready.
$1,114, getting close to the $1,500 goal. Why $1,500?
Why $1,500?
Does it ride a pterodactyl? What is the reset protocol and does it ride a pterodactyl? Well, if he hits the reset protocol, we might see this planet get reset back to the time of the dinosaurs to start over and try again. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out if it's the type of thing where all of this is actually just a simulation. These people are living inside of a false reality. This is all just playing out because honestly, with the amount of technology that the people have on this planet and the fact that he's being sent from an intergalactic organization, it's got to be kind of difficult to imagine that they could be concealing things of this significant nature, right? It has to be some sort of manufactured reality. Look, I'm gonna stop. I want to start talking about the practical elements of the campaign. Why $1,500 as the goal?
I I that's a good number for me to cover costs in terms of shipping and handling. As well, I think it's today's economy. I just felt that that's a good number. I originally was going to ask for 3, but then I was like, no, you know what? No, I'm going to do 1,500 because um, it's a good number. I'm a one man team, right? So I gotta like make sure I could keep, I guess, in pace with being able to deliver and print and cover the cost of all the printing and handling and stuff like that. I wish, but unfortunately, I just wanted to get the book out there too, because at this point, the end goal for this year for me
How many
is
pages
to
is
just get as
this?
many books out there as possible. So I
How
got
many
Vigilant
pages is
Fury
this?
target, delivery for April, and the same thing with Reset Protocol. Reset Protocol is the April delivery date. So hopefully, backers of Vigilant Fury will also get their books for Vigilant Fury, but at the same time, around the same time anyway, also get Reset Protocol, and then
And that'll be cool
Ghetto
because you have a
Dragon,
very colorful book, and you'll have a black and white book, and then
right?
Ghetto Dragon will be out, and then you'll be working on Ghetto Dragon 2, which should follow shortly thereafter. And
Yeah,
Elucid
yeah.
Comic has got the imprint is on its way. It's already got 3 titles that are out there, and people are happy with them. Yeah. So how many pages is this book?
It's 50 pages, 50 plus pages.
50
roughly.
pages.
Yeah.
Full color. Now, granted, the art
Full
is already paid for, so we don't have to worry about paying the artist. But
Exactly.
how many copies are you gonna print?
I don't know. I guess it depends first on
Because you're
how
asking
many.
for $1,500, and you can't bullshit a bullshitter on my bullshit trash cast show. So $1,500 is not going to buy a whole lot of books if they're 50 pages and they're full color, even printing overseas, right? You're looking at, the best deal you're going to get is what, like $2? So $2 a book, $1,500. You then have to pay shipping, international shipping, to get
Yeah.
it sent here.
No,
Then you have
no
to pay your
international.
shipping
There's
to
no
send it
international
out.
shipping.
Yeah, so you're not getting it printed overseas then, unless you're getting
No.
it printed in Mexico and brought over the border. I mean, I don't know how you're doing that. But
No, I'm going to use a printer in America. I found one that I think is a good price point.
Then you're looking
so
at
I'll be using them.
and you're looking at $250 and up. If you're looking at a local
roughly.
printer and not paying shipping, you're probably looking at between $250 and $3 a book, and not paying shipping. And we have $1,500, right? And then we also have to factor in the $5 cost of postage, and then the Gemini mailers per
Right.
backer, right? So let's just take some quick Steiner math calculations here. We got $3 a book. That's 500 books that you can afford to print with just $1,500. And then we're not even looking at the backers. We have 60. You would need, all right, so you have a $20 price point for the book, right? That's the maximum tier, is the $20
foil
price
cover.
point.
The foil cover is $20,
Right, so
and the regular copy is $8.
You're trying so hard to be a good person selling books for reasonable prices.
For $8?
You're, like I said, he's trying so hard.
People back to this. I didn't realize it was. I mean, $8 is a good price for a book in general, but 50 pages, 50 full color pages?
He doesn't have a presence on Kickstarter. He doesn't know anybody in the Kickstarter community or the Kickstarter mafia, as we like to call them. Yeah, you don't know the Don to present yourself to get people to pay attention to your Kickstarter book.
No.
You don't know how to get into that community. You're doing it completely solo. You're doing a great price point, and the exclusive cover. If people were buying the $20 tier exclusively, right, you would need 75 backers at $20 to hit $1,500. So you're close enough to that. What are you charging for shipping? What's he charging for shipping?
I think it's $7.
That's very good for shipping, right?
Yeah.
So $7, 75 people times $7.50 for postage. Whoops, I closed my thing. That's about $562. So you need another $500, right? Just to ship the $560 just to ship the thing, if you're making 500 books. And that's if you're getting your $1,500 goal, you then have to spend another. You're not making $1,500 is not a good price for a good, the production costs of the book. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling you out, Mr. Freeman. I'm gonna flip you here and say, what are you really doing? You're taking a loss on this, clearly. If you're printing $500 or 500 books, we both know you're not printing 500 books. You're gonna print 1,000 books. We both know you. You're gonna be trying to sell this thing longer than just fulfilling the one book, because this is the type of book that you keep in stock and sell as much as you can. It's Andre Luis Araujo's art. It's 50 pages. This is not 75 people get this book and then we're not printing it again. No. We know you're doing 1,000, 2,000,
of course.
5,000 books of this.
Aftermarket was the true goal here. And
it always is. It should be. It should never be just your crowdfunding audience.
So I again, I wanted to just get this book out there. I've been sitting on this book for too long, and I finally found an artist who's going to fill in the plot hole, because I wrote it in a way where it's still going to work and not have to, contradict what Andre drew. It's gonna add to it. So it worked out. I found an artist who could definitely fill that hole. So once I get those pages, then off the prints will go. So yeah, I'm taking a loss, mainly because of the aftermarket. I really am focusing on the aftermarket.
So you still have to pay your letterer for 50 pages. Let's pretend
I'm lettering the book.
Oh, you're lettering the book.
Yeah, I'm lettering.
Oh, okay. So you're saving yourself some money there.
Of course. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Did you letter Get a Dragon?
I did. Yes.
Okay. I did not recall. I think that, I think it was nice and readable. So, I mean, Ollie, is he a good letterer? Ollie, in your opinion? Tell me what you think, Ollie. Ollie's honest. Ollie's going to be like, I could be better, but hey, it's free, right? You're
No, I definitely could be better. I was looking at the book again. I was like, oh, you know what? I made the letters too large. That's what I realize now with Get a Dragon.
Don't ask Ollie questions.
Yeah, is that thumbs up? Is that thumbs up for my lettering?
No. He didn't say you were good or bad. He just gave you the thumbs up. Very diplomatic, Ollie. Very diplomatic. You could take that any way. You could take that any way. I like it. Just choose your own finger. So you are taking the loss on this.
Yes.
But this is for you. It's also, since you're trying to build up your catalog.
Yeah.
This is what we would call a loss leader. Right? This is a big book. It's a one-shot. You're not going to have any more of these Reset Protocol books. So it is a one-off, right? It's like Airtight Garage, right? Like it is the book that you're going to put out there, slap it on the table, say, we made this. You don't need to wait for another issue. This is the way to go. I mean, honestly, 5,000 print copies is probably light for a book like that if you want to get the type of distribution that you're talking about. So you're paying it all out of pocket. You know what I would want to say then?
Huh.
This Kickstarter campaign was exclusively an advertising campaign. That's what this was. You were going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
You wanted to make this book. $1,500 is not going to make or break the bank for you. It is actually barely going to help you print 500 copies of this book and only pay for 500 copies. You're going to be printing 200 copies if you factor in the shipping, right?
Right.
So if this campaign was kind of an advertising campaign to get the word out there, to get into the algorithm, to drum up people, to get them paying attention, why the fuck didn't you go on any shows, take out any ads, talk to any people, act like you wanted to sell this fucking book, Julius? Welcome to the dojo!
Well deserved. I'll take it. I'll take it in the chin. A few factors. Time was one.
Yeah.
I just had a second newborn. She was born.
Blame your kids. Surefire way to get out of jail free. Blame your kids.
and that too, Brian. My brain was damaged by the crit fight. That's number one. Two is, again, one of my shortcomings, as I'm sure, I don't know how many of you read that tweet I put out about my shortcomings of reaching out to people and actually asking, hey, can I be on your show? I just always don't feel 100% right doing that. I just have this like this dumb thing that I have this thing of mine of that it won't allow me to. I have to like really like push myself to be like, hey man, can I be on your show? Can I be?
Yeah, you and Jason Orfalas both. You and Octopus Cowboy both. Except he's a Buddhist. And he says, I take the Buddhist approach. If it happens, it happens. It was meant to be. I will not influence the outcome of the future. I'm like, motherfucker, you're going to
make
me
like, all right,
way too much work. $10,000? Or was it 5,000 or 10,000? I don't remember. I was like, you're going to make this hard. Okay. But we have work ahead of us. You, on the other hand, you have a lot of friends, right? You have a lot of people that are already supporting you. Why are you part of this like indie comics movement or community if you can't reach out there and go, yo, motherfucker, I'm making a book. It's a dope ass book. Look at this artist that I've got. I got him a decade ago when nobody knew who he was and he was doing an entirely different style. This book is a fucking time capsule and an homage to one of the greatest artists of all time. This shit could sell like hotcakes. I have 66 backers. Do you see the problem? You should be reaching out there going, why don't you have 200, 300, 500 backers? You know enough people. Let's look at the Vigilant Fury campaign. I'm totally just going to bust your ass now because someone needs to. Protocol. No one's telling you the God's honest truth and, you know, punching you in the head over and over, making you get it because I care about you. You know that. Look at the interview. Look at how honest I've been with you on,
absolutely.
On your other campaigns, right?
Absolutely. You know what, Neff? I'm starting to see that I should have reached out to you months ago and tell you that I'm
too fucking busy. Me? Fucking rely on me. Do your own damn work.
No, what I mean by you could have given me some advice, some sound advice, going, okay, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. Good luck to you. You know, hit me up later when you're ready to release this thing.
Neff, whatever you're bringing up on that computer isn't going to show on the stream.
I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to like look at it because I want to know. I want to remember how many. Okay, so you had 89 backers on Vigilant Fury, right? And I know you did Ghetto Dragon. I'm just going to take a look at how many.
Ghetto Dragon, I think was
I just want to get my 90? Numbers right. Okay. Yeah. So you had about 90 people on Indiegogo. That's roughly 30 more than you've got here on Kickstarter, which is 50% more backers than you currently have. You're at 2/3 of your total number of backers that you had on Indiegogo. And let's be honest, you did do that without a whole lot of promotion and a whole lot of, word of mouth. And you hang out with the Comics Way, right? You hang out with the 656 crowd. You go to those book fairs. There's no reason you should not be pulling in the numbers that they are if, no like racism needed, if your posse doesn't have your back, you know what I mean? Like if the crew that you run deep with isn't out there getting your back and helping you promote your stuff. This is supposed to be, a crew that we're a part of.
I can see the Comic Square logo on the
See, of course they back. It'd be great to get a shout out. Honestly, I noticed Paranoia gave you a shout out. Paranoia Comics, the guys who did the Time book. They were giving you a shout out. Hey, check out Reset Protocol. People would go to the map for you because you're a good writer and this is a cool ass book, right? What did he say? Shaking my head. He should have joined the Bloods. They would be getting you into distribution forcibly. Yo, you would have carried this book.
I love you, Rich.
I'm the only racism.
Yeah, you're the only racism. Should have joined Rippa's old gang, then he could get onto his show. Well, only if you do like the dance. I've seen Rippa's dances where he like is doing the you need to do that though. You need to be part of the old dance crew. It's true, Brian. Hella racism. Yeah, space racism. This is a space book. You could have worked that angle, right?
Julius needs Rippa.
Could have, I could have.
It's Rippa ship. It's not Rippa ship. It's Rippa send. Come on, man. Rip a ship. It works so much better. Like, I should just type it and be like, dude, you fucked up again. Why didn't you?
Or it should have been. It should have been Shipaverse. Shipaverse.
Shipaverse is a good one too.
Yeah.
Really. But
well, I have the racism.
But let's down to brass tacks. What are the plans for this book in the aftermarket? And how are you accessing that in a broader way to move more units than you are through the Kickstarter, right? Like if you can't get people backing the Kickstarter, do you have the sales at the book fairs and the conventions in person that you don't get online? Is that why this Kickstarter was an attempt to build a, I guess some sort of online following? Why didn't your backers from Indiegogo travel over? Didn't you send out your mailing list?
Yeah.
Like, what happened here, Julius?
What happened here was my lack of a better term, lack of vigilance.
Oof.
What I should have done was, reach out to the backers of Ghetto Dragon and Vigilant Fury and let them know, like, hey, here's this project that's coming down Kickstarter. I would appreciate, some of your support if you want to, back this. If you're into sci-fi comics that are in a love letter to Mobius. I was thinking maybe shopping it around some small press publishers that I trust, that I could trust and know I could do business with, or do a small print run locally. Go to my local comic shops and see if I can get some.
Get into Marcosia. You could definitely go to Marcosia because they would pay for the print on demand print run and distribute that. The question is, would the audience there buy enough copies to make it worth your while?
Right. Yeah.
Honestly, like a book like this, it's only 50 pages. No offense. It's not fucking Meta Barons. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
Not the Incal. Yeah. It's not any of those testaments to the greatness of Euro artists that get us to want to make books like this, but it is a standout, unique gem of a book by a great artist who's risen since to popular heights, written by a good, solid writer. Because I've read your stuff. You know what that means. I got all the way through your book. If I get all the way through your book, there's writing there worth being read. Most people don't get me past page 6. I'd say 70, 80% of people that I read, they do not get me past page 6. You have me for 6 pages. If you keep me till the end of the first issue, consider yourself having passed the pool filter test.
Right.
But then you've got to keep me for the rest of it. And that's why one-shots work really well. Because if I get to the end of it, I'm like, hey, good job. You told a whole complete story. Point is, it's only a 50-page book, right? It's not like this is going to build an empire. This is just a nice, pretty gem to have in your collection. So this would be the kind of thing that would get you an entree to a publisher, and then they'd be like, okay, what else you got?
Right.
This isn't the type of thing where it's like you only carry this one book. This is the type of thing that you use to make an impression. So what else would you be able to put on a level like this? And how much money would that investment cost? Because I can't imagine that art like this from Andre is going to be cheap, right? And if you're moving 66 books, you're not making that money back. So what's the goal? Just to find a place for this one book with a publisher?
That's one of the goals. But honestly, like I said in earlier, it's mainly to have a catalog. Is to get a book under my belt, and that way I can start, like you say, start the reputation of that I can deliver quality stories, because I really don't have much yet. I only have Ghetto Dragon, Cryptstar.
Because Nandor asked, why did you go to Kickstarter with this? That's actually one of the questions that I had in my interview, which is now missing.
I just wanted to try it. That's it. That's as simple as that.
Like, I love how he's like, my most visually impressive book that I've done so far. I just gotta run this on the platform I've never run anything on for the first time. Like untested waters, haven't prepared for this at all.
I do plan on doing an Indiegogo campaign. It's just, again, time. I just don't have enough time. I have to really be careful with how much time I put into certain projects, because like I said, I have a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and I have a lot of things going on in my personal life. So I just got to watch out. I don't burn myself out. That's the thing. So I'm right now where I'm at. I'm good. I just wish like you just in the dojo, threw me around a few times. Yeah, you're right. What the fuck was I thinking? I should have done a lot more than what I'm doing now to prep.
You're hanging out with some of the best crowdfunder crew, like the crew with some of the most successful and exciting crowdfunding campaigns that I've seen. Brian, visionary, right?
Yeah.
Gamifying crowdfunding with Wars versus Lions. His work on Aerith, the storytelling, tying it into music. Very visionary guy. Rich, incredibly fun with his crowdfunding presentation, the animation that he did with Dying Days for the trailer, the book in general, right? Ollie and the 656 crew with Cryptid Knolls, Dead Stop, Undead Border. Like, you have got a crew in the South Side over there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are they not giving you advice, or why are you not listening to them? Because they can help you, you know.
Well, here's the thing. Again, it's no fault of their own, because I didn't ask for the advice. That's the thing. I didn't ask for the advice. So they're not going to give it to me if I'm not asking for it. So again, it's because of my own lack of vigilance of getting myself out there and hey, what do you guys think of this? I have this idea. And you know, it's an experience factor for me too, because this is all still somewhat, I don't want to say new to me, but I'm still learning, I guess is what I'm trying to say about this crowdfunding thing that we're doing. But I gotta look outside the crowdfunding scene too. I gotta think about aftermarket. I gotta think about all that other stuff that I wanna, I want to get into cons. I want to have a table, but I don't want to just have Reset Protocol on my table. I want to have Reset Protocol, Vision and Fury, Ghetto Dragon offering at my table.
A bunch of different genre books,
exactly,
a whole slate that you can offer to different audiences, and have the ability to say something meaningful about each one and why they were made and who they were made with. So yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from there. Hopefully the next time I have you on this show, you will have done a little bit more preparation, been a little bit more vigilant.
I think so.
Fired definitely off, dude, if you had done a $500 campaign, it would already be funded. People would look at it and go, holy shit, it's only $20 or it's only $8. I'm getting this book no matter what. There wouldn't be the hesitation of it's $8. He's $500 away. My $8 isn't going to make much of a difference. I'm probably never getting this book. That's the mentality. Yes, but by our powers combined, he still needs 30 more backers.
Yeah. So everybody go tweet this out and tell your friends and
interesting. You're right. Yeah. I didn't even think about the psychological.
I know I'm right. I'm always factor. Right. Yeah, there is a psychological factor. Imagine if you'd done 3,000. You wouldn't have 66 backers. You'd have 6.
Right.
And they would all be your friends. They would all be Ollie and 656 and Brett. They would have backed you. They would have backed you the $20 tier and be like, I know this isn't going to fund. I pledge big. We got Benjamin Soto here.
He's responding to Brian. I did the Gringo thing and waited till it was done and then planned to steal his idea.
We do. We do manifest destiny. Right.
Nandor says, I believe in you, Julius. Your humble demeanor is refreshing and deserves recognition. I gave my comics away for free when I started out and have been building my catalog ever since.
There you go. So thank you for that.
Nandor's one of those writers who I think is like no joke. In this space,
Nandor, yeah, dude. People, for sure.
We had a lot of people making books. And we got a lot of people writing books. And we got books that have successful stories with good characters and they're entertaining. And then there's a Nandor Fox Schaefer. And it's like, do you know how young he is?
Yeah,
he's a baby. Like, Julius, he's a baby. He's gonna be fucking, no, he's a baby. He's in his early 20s, right? Or maybe he's mid 20s by now. He's a baby. He's gonna be, Wade or Bendis level big by the time he's 40. He's gonna be in this game for 20 years, another 2 decades to build his rep. Fuck that, man. I'll be long dead. I won't get to see it. But you better remember me, Nandor, when you're big and famous. You better remember the little guys that believed in you from the very beginning. That's all I gotta say. Step into the dojo hole. Christmas says, I wish I could give my comics away, but I can't afford to. Yeah, ain't that the truth? For a lot of people, you need to make something on them, right? You need to be able to, what? What are you making your eyes for? Oh. You need to make something on the comics. You can't just take a total loss on these things. It can't be like, I want enough people to read my books, so I'm just going to give them away. And another thing, it's a really good piece of advice. It doesn't apply to Nandor, apparently. Nandor, sorry. Someone told me, I think it was actually Warren who told me a long time ago, don't ever give anything away for free if you're good at it, right? No matter what.
Right.
You have to charge money for it or people don't value it. It's not necessarily just the value you ascribe to it. Like a $20 book, might be worth $20, might not be worth $20. 30 years from now, it might be worth more because people consider it being worth more, but it's got to be worth something. And if you give shit away, it's not worth anything. But you know what? I'm a giant fucking hypocrite because I give shit away all the time. But that's because I'm different too, and I can afford to do that. The thing is, I give it away to people who I believe will value those things. You can't just give it away to anybody. You have to, if you're going to give it away, you have to give it away to people who look at it and go, damn, that's tight. I'm getting a gift. I'm getting something that I value. And you don't need to put money on it then, because then it's priceless.
I will agree, because that's how I felt when I got the Mavericks package in the mail. I was like, I don't remember backing the whole spiel. I just remember backing just
that was the basic tier. That was the basic tier.
But you gave me like cards, the stands.
That was the basic. That cost $20. That cost $20.
Well, my little girl loves it because she took those stands and she was like all about it.
The standees were a huge hit. I think that was the one that was the big seller. So of course we're going to be doing those again on the next campaign. Yep. We're going to have more doodads and things. We got really good prices on those. So the only reason that we were able to afford to do them the way that we did is because volume. You have to sell volume. Right. And then you have to sell higher level tiers where your conversion's actually much, much better. Like on the Judex campaign, I sold, $500 guns and replica firearms, a 3D printed Widow, right? And a $250 mask, right? The base materials to make those things, very cheap. It's all of the labor that I put into it. Right. If I was charging for my labor, that would be what it would be worth. Designer. Yeah. Well, it's the designer, but we already made the money back on the designer, before we went to crowdfunding. But the paints and everything, like it's not $250 worth of assets, right? That's a markup. And that one sale, that type, allows me to sell 60 books, 70 books at a loss, because that one sale is going to make up for that. You know what I mean? So I'm still coming out ahead. I'm only ahead like $100, but hey, I fulfilled 80 orders. I fulfilled 200 orders. I actually made money because and that's why I was like, his highest tier is $20. Where's the original art? Where's the $300 tier? Where's the thing where I can throw my money on the table and be like, take my money, make this book happen, give me something really cool that only I will get and put value on, and then let everybody else have their $8 book, because you're making the money off of me to be able to afford to give everybody an $8 book. It's that business side of things, right?
And that's where I like the business side of things. That's what I like the most.
Bitcoin.
What's that, Julius?
That's where I like the most, is the business side of things. That's always been my I guess weakest point in terms of selling myself or selling my comic books. I need to tap into my inner Stan Lee, I guess, in other words.
Yes.
Brian's saying if you got 63,000 buy a Bitcoin, it'll be 200,000 by end of year. I'm hoping. I got in at 5K, so I'm hoping. Just by Ripple, I got in when it was 0.016. Ripple was good, man. Ripple was good. Ripple to $1. I'm just gonna retire by an island. Whatever. A lot of people are lacking in their reach around. Yeah, I mean, she's got short arms. What? Yeah, I think we've hit all the important points, right?
And all the unimportant points and tangents.
Right, all the tangents. I don't want to take up too much more time. We're already a little bit over an hour, and I don't want this show to be completely unwatchable. People see the time, they're like, oh, an hour 20, I'm not watching that. But I want people to actually see some of this episode. It was more for you than it is for the viewers on the replay and for the live chat, right? That's what these shows
that was
are
a lot
about.
of fun.
People interacting live and you and me getting to talk one-on-one. But if you guys like the content, like and subscribe. If you made it to the end of the video, we really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a comment and tell us that you want us to keep doing this stuff, because our trash cast is the real trash cast. It's trash, baby. And thanks so much for coming on. Everybody should check out Reset Protocol. Everyone should back Reset Protocol. We're backing Reset Protocol. I will be mad at all of you that don't back Reset Protocol. $8 for 50 pages of this gorgeous
artwork. And get the foil.
Yeah, get the foil. Why are you not getting the foil cover? You know what would have worked? Just write limited edition on the tier. That's all. It takes 2 words, and people are like, ooh, 20.
Yeah,
sparkly limited edition. It's over twice the cost of the basic cover. I want that. You know,
right.
Money is a funny way to pronounce talking shit.
Yes. It's
Basura
broadcast. I like that, right? So definitely check out the campaign, guys. Back it if you can. Julius needs some support. We got to push this to $1,500 because I want the book. He's $1,100 there. He's just almost $400 away.
$1,114. So just under $400 away from
11 days to go. So
we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it if we give it a real college try. I know you're going to be on the Gutter. I know you're going to be on Bancroft. I hope you got a couple other shows lined up to get to a broader audience. Because I think more people know about this. It's a win. You look at it, you're like, why am I not buying this? I should own this already. This should already be in my collection. It's a no lose book. The only thing that's holding back is the lack of exposure. So thanks again, everybody. Tune again. This is the 3rd time I'm going to try and end the stream. If you liked the content, like and subscribe. If you want to click the bell for notifications, find out when we go live next.
And tune into the frequency.
Nobody can see you. We'll see you next time. Bye.